I'm so independent. Like, I definitely don't need a man. I can buy whatever I want, go wherever I want, do whatever I want, dress how I wanna, answer to nobody. Like, I'm basically living my best life. So why would I want to mess that up with a man? Like, no. I'm a certified independent woman who's happy without a man, have my degree, have everything that I could possibly want, do whatever I want. So there's no way I'm gonna go ahead and mess that up with a man. Period.
A lot of females think this is the way to happiness. It's freedom, it's liberation. But is it? Does the patriarchy even exist here in the West? Does it oppress women? Is it time for women to be out and out equal now? Let's answer these and more. Back to the podcast Relationship Guru. I'm your host Corey. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I make a new video. And the audio versions are available on everywhere, anywhere where you stream your podcast, whether it be Apple Music, Spotify, Audible, wherever it is, it's there. So you can go and check it out there. Now let's get into it. Well, what is independence? What does it mean to be independent? Well, a quick Google search will tell you that independent means the state or quality of being independent, free from control and influence of others, or from a third party, then outside influence. So what does that look like in our today's society where social media rules the day? What does it look like to be independent as a man or as a woman? First and foremost, being independent, as it states, free from influence. So a lot of people are on social media, allowing social media to dictate how they live. You know, when social media is nothing more than a highlight reel, because no one posts their failures on any social media platform. It's only the success and the beach trips and the tours and everywhere. That's all social media is, a highlight reel of the positives. It never encompasses the negative. And a lot of people, as any single problem appears, them turn to social media. People want to think about this, people may do this and people may do that. That's not independent, that's not independent thinking. Everything you turn to social media, looking to people to have the answer when they don't. Most people do not have the answer, just like you. They are looking for people's opinion to feel validated in whichever thing they do. When most of the time these people opinion can be biased in a sense where it relates to relationship, and that is very dysfunctional in the West, in Jamaica as well. So a lot of things about when it comes down to men and how cruel men are, you will have a lot of women virtue signaling about the same thing, speaking from a place of hurt and from people who do not like men in the first place. They're not there to help you. Them already put themselves in a situation and say this about man or whichever man has hurt them in the past. So it has nothing to do with you. We are now being colonized by social media. It's no longer the chains and you have to go to church on Sunday and your name is Brown or Timothy or whatever it is. It's social media. Social media is colonizing people. So it's not like what we would our foreparents would have gone through in the early 1800s and late 1900s, even up to 1950. Social media doing that now unchecked and people don't see it. These nowadays women have allowed social media and the system to tell them that they don't need a man. They go to college, they have a degree, they're working, they have their own place. So what do they need a man for? I mean, if we should be honest and be objective about things, then going by degree and place and car and all those things, men had all those things long before women did or even had the equal opportunity to get those things, and they didn't. Went about talking about how they didn't need women. If anything, they went ahead and got more women. So that sets something, doesn't it? It says something also. And the mere fact that if you think that you have your degree and you make your own money, you don't need a man, then you only see a man for money. Then if you only see a man for money, then you don't even know what a man is. Well, growing up, a lot of women don't even know what a man is. As I said before, they even see it as something to protect them or something to fear. They don't have any sort of idea who and what a man is. That a man has feelings, that a man has emotions as well. Is the same reason why we know the culture dictates that if she's on her monthly cycle, we should be supportive because her emotions is all over the place and her hormones is up and about. But it's never the same for men, given that men have hormones too, testosterone, and it acts up on them. So sometimes you will see men being overly competitive or overly, like they would have say, old people that say ram goat in a heat. You know, say why you stay so you have to control yourself and stuff. And them hormones, just like the woman on her monthly cycle, it's the same thing. Is it not? Going back to my first point, you make your own money so you don't need a man and you have a place, then that's all you see a man for, money. And if you see a man for money, then don't get upset when men think of you as a gold digger, because that is what you are. You're after his money. And they can say, oh yes, no relationship can't work without money and stuff. And yeah, you're right. But if that is the main thing that you are after and not getting to know this person and actually build a life with this person, then that's what you are. And act accordingly. You know, you can't be two things at once. You can't be a gold digger and a housewife. You have to pick one side and be on it. Yeah, is either a gold digger or you're a wife. You can't be both. It's never both. And it's only gold diggers want to be housewife and that at the same time. Wife type or woman with these wife traits don't act like that. And oh, a man has to make more money than I do. Why? Why does he have to make more money than you do? Why is that such a big thing? And who makes more money? A lot of these women nowadays are very masculine. they are not feminine. They're acting like a man, and it's a turn off for a lot of men. Men don't like masculinity from women. It's an instant turn off. That's why in Jamaica, even in the early years when a woman says the quote unquote term that is used to talk to friends among men when them say dog, if a woman uses that, she becomes instantly unattractive. It doesn't sound good. Or maniga or anything, it's the same. It doesn't sound good because it's a masculine thing to say. It's for men, it's not for women. Women using that thing is a turn off for men because it doesn't scream femininity. And men is attracted to feminine women, even in a gay relationship. There isn't two masculine energy. One has to be feminine and one has to be masculine, even in a gay relationship, because two masculine energy does not mesh, neither two feminine energy doesn't. There needs to be a balance. Sounds like I've said that before, haven't I? So a lot of women carry around this masculine energy thinking, oh, I don't need a man and I'm a boss chick or boss, you know, until they're around 35 and they realize their options have dwindled quite massively too. And that's when you hear them they can't find a good man or whatever it is, when they're running out of options, because making a successful career most of the times as a woman means sacrificing a family, which is more important than a career. And I'm gonna say that again. Starting a family for a woman and making a family is more important than a career. But most women don't realize this until it reaches around 30, 35, when medically speaking, 35 is the age of geriatric pregnancy, old woman pregnancy. Yeah, so there's a lot of complications and risk if you decide to start a family that late or want to have children that late. And that's the time when you realize in science it's called the wall for women. And that is why it's around 30 that time them realize all of these strong independent woman thing is bullshit. It is not real. That's when they want to be feminine. And most of the time when they were young, in their early 20s, they made a lot of bad decisions regarding men. They didn't commit to a lot of these men that they were sleeping with. And sleeping with a lot of men does not mean you're liberated. It will never mean that you are liberated, no matter what you would want to think and how a man can do this. No, it's not. Equality isn't meaning the same thing for both parties. Equality of outcome is not equality. A woman should be prided upon her purity. That's what it always have been about. So going around, sleeping around, there's no reason no one is going to take you seriously. And if it's so liberated and it's so free, why women lie about their body counts? You shouldn't lie about it if it's liberated and it's free. You should be able to say, oh, I've slept with 75 men. What? It's free. It's because deep down you know it's garbage. That's why. It is garbage. Man at 30, 35, having that many men sleep with you and none of them decides that they want to start a life with you is quite telling. And why should any man decide to settle down with you? Age doesn't make a woman more attractive to a man. It doesn't. It's actually quite the reverse. Most men who are successful, and the top tier percentage of men who are successful, are over 40. So that makes them attractive. It's not the same for women. Youth is what is attractive on women, not age and not experience. And the boss babes, the boss, you know what, are most of the time, always the time, feminist. But I won't even touch in that category, because if I have to talk about them, I have to talk about the red pill guys, which is basically two sides of the same coin. They're both the same, operating the same way, just doing it differently. Men and women are virtually two sides of the same coin. Her past is just as important as his future. Can play that again. So, about the patriarchy, and it's whatever in this Western society, and it's oppressive, then I won't even bat a few eyes to that, because that's not true. Men are in a lot of positions of power and success because they work their way there. They are hardworking men who work 80 hours a week, even more, and work their way up to where they are. They are successful. They deserve to be where they are. And that is it. And speaking about oppressive, then Roe versus Wade, that was ruled in abortion rights for women, is also men who decides that men who wrote the laws, who said that if women get half of everything in a divorce, woman gets to keep the kids, woman get alimony, woman gets child support. We can see it with Tyrese paying $10,000 a month for a 3-year-old, and that's US dollars. I don't know what 3-year-old needs 10,000 US dollars every month for maintenance. I don't know. When someone find one, they let me know. But that's absurd to me. Future is the next one, but he's the author of his own prison that he's in. So, but it's the same. The principle still applies. So, as it relates to patriarchy, it doesn't exist, because if it did exist, women wouldn't have a voice to voice their discontent and anything. If anything, our society is weak. Too much feminine energies in our society. That's it. The whole Western society has become feminine. One big bad bitch. And yes, everybody has the right to live their own life, of course. But for those independent women who does not need a man, boss chicks, strong and independent, masculine females who don't need a man, when your car needs a tire change or needs servicing, look for the female-only garage shops. When you need to build your own house and establish your own house, look for the female-only company that builds house. Look for them and hire them. And maintenance on that house, the plumbing and the electrical system, look for the female-only places and have them do that. And when you find out,
I think this whole independent woman shit is a scam. Hear me out.
Jesus.
I've been working since the age of 16 and I'm pretty successful in my professional life. But when you're so used to providing for yourself as a woman, you lose that feminine touch in you. And I think when it comes to my dating life, I've mostly attracted narcissists because of this reason. I guess because narcissists want to go for the strong, independent woman. They want something out of that relationship. Basically want to use her and manipulate her. It's an ego boost for them to manipulate such a successful woman. But when it comes to men who actually want to love you and care for you, those men don't care about how much you make, what you do, because they know that they have to provide because they are the man in the relationship, regardless of what you make. I wish I had known this sooner, but now that I do know, I'm just not really about that independent woman life. As a woman, I just want to be that nurturing spirit around a man. Not any man, I mean my partner. And I want him to lead. Not saying that I can't lead, but I'm just saying that as a woman, it's not my job to provide. My job as a woman, organically, is to nurture. You can disagree if you want, but I'm just talking from experience.